CaliWeight BROS coming at you with another video, and in today's video I want to talk about what I've learned after losing 44 pounds. So first of all, I want to say that I was always the guy who was a bit more, bigger or chubby than other people in my age. Although I was very active during the day, I went regularly to the gym, for example, I still had a lot of fat on my body because my diet wasn't as controlled as it should be. More likely it was very intuitive. I ate literally everything that I wanted to. I reached the peak of my weight in summer of 2023 when I weighed a total of 95 kg. I was getting worse, both mentally and physically. The many calories that I was putting into my body just made me tired. I had literally no energy for anything. I realized that I had to do something about it. And so I started my weight loss journey. I decided to concentrate the food that I ate during the day on 2 meals. The reason behind that is that I wanted to avoid eating above my recommended calorie intake per day. Plus, I increased the amount of protein in my meals and I decreased the amount of fat. I also made sure that my food had a lot of volume on the one hand and few calories on the other. So I simply have the feeling of being full without having to eat a lot of calories. My diet didn't change much from day to day. I mostly ate the same thing every day. My diet often looked like this. I made the protein porridge for breakfast, then fasted, and for dinner I had potatoes with chicken breast, spinach and some eggs. Not only was it delicious, it was also cheap and kept me full for a long time. So I didn't feel the need to eat any snacks afterwards. And for those guys wondering, I did the same exercises that I always did, meaning that I continued my push-pull split in the gym and I didn't increase my cardio. And in the end, I was able to lose a total of 44 pounds with this method. But now the big question, what have I learned after this weight loss journey? So let's start with the first thing that I want to make clear. Losing weight, especially sustainable weight loss, requires a lot of research. For example, think about which foods are particularly suitable for helping you on your weight loss journey. And you should also know basics such as the importance of protein in your body and the importance of food supplements due to the reduced intake of calories or food for your body. You should also have an understanding of how high or low in calories certain foods are, meaning that you should know what the nutrient distribution of a boiled egg is, for example. You should also know what your daily calorie requirements are and how much protein, for example, you should consume every day. These are things that you really need to know in order to lose weight successfully, because it is not enough to lose fat or to lose weight. After the diet, you also have to maintain your weight, which means that you have to eat a fundamentally different diet than you did before in order not to gain weight again, which is also called the yo-yo effect. The best thing to do is to work out online how many calories you should eat per day. Then subtract the deficit you want to be in, for example a deficit of 500 calories, and use a tracking app to track your food every day to know exactly how many calories you are eating. And guys, believe me, it's so fucking easy to underestimate calories. Another thing not to underestimate is the importance of water in your diet. If you have an empty stomach, then it's really just a matter of getting something in there to make you feel full again. And how do you do that? Either you eat something or you drink something. And water is literally perfect for creating a feeling of fullness. When you drink water, there's something in your stomach, so you don't feel as empty as before. I've always done this by drinking a large glass of water before every meal, literally every meal, so that I'm not quite as hungry as before and don't overeat at meal times. Another thing that I would like to say is that walking at least 10,000 steps a day can also be very very, and I mean very, very helpful. I mean, just walking automatically stimulates the body to burn calories. And if you really do it every day, you will really burn a lot of calories just by walking every week, which at the end makes losing weight even easier. You should also not rely too much on the scales. During my diet, I was sometimes heavier and sometimes lighter according to the scales. This only leads to irritation and self-doubt whether you have done everything right or not, and which in the end only leads to unnecessary stress. I mean, like, you could also be heavier on the scales just because you drank a glass of water before, for example. That's why I would prefer to take a photo of me every week under the same conditions and then compare the photo with photos of the previous weeks so that I can really record my progress. For example, I can see whether my waist has become smaller, whether my stomach muscles are starting to show, whether I have lost fat on my chest, and so on. And last but not least, I would like to say that you should be proud of the progress you have made so far and appreciate every single gram of fat that you have already lost. I would also like to say that I feel much more comfortable in my body now that I have lost weight, but the relationship that I have with food has also changed. I eat much more consciously now, and I really make sure that I only feed my body food that is healthy and that keeps my body fit. So guys, that's it with the video. I hope you have enjoyed today's video. You can also check out my latest video where I show you how my dynamic push day looks like. You can also like, leave a comment, and please subscribe to our channel CaliWeight BROS, and I see you in the next video. Peace.